Hello everybody, welcome to World of Warships with Tuffy the Great. So today we're just going to show off a couple of videos. I'm going to play around with my video editing software a little bit, see if I can splice together a couple of videos. So what's going on here today is this first battle I'm going to show you is in my North Carolina. One of the things about when I play World of Warships is that I am a total garbage player when it comes to playing with cruisers and playing with destroyers. So for those of you who subscribe to this channel and watch these videos in hopes of seeing, something along the lines of how to play with destroyers, how to play with carriers, how to play with cruisers, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. There's not going to be like this large variety of gameplay. I'm not like some of the other YouTubers like the Mighty Jingles or like Quickie Baby or Circumflex who play this game and who are just really good at it. I'm actually a very, very mediocre player. My win-loss average is somewhere around like 40 to 50%. I win half the battles and I lose half the battles. So I'm not really good enough to be able to show you this large variety of ships. I am going to start putting up certain things like, North Carolina highlights, Tirpitz highlights. In fact, at the end of this video, the second video that I'm going to show you is a Tirpitz battle that I had that got really out of hand really, really fast. But as far as this North Carolina replay, it's just kind of a run-of-the-mill. I'm a battleship, trolling around, doing battleship stuff. We have kind of a nice variety of cruisers, destroyers, and battleships, which Matchmaker sometimes can tend to load you up with destroyers or load you up with battleships. I've been in a couple of matches where there was, 3 or 4 battleships and like no destroyers and cruisers, and I've been in some bad ones. So we got this guy over here. We're going to take a quick shot at him. You always hear me drop, just waiting for those shells. I don't get any hits with him. There you saw it. I missed all those shots there, but that's okay because we're going to keep going on here. We're going to keep fighting, as it were. See what's this? Yeah, he's turning away from me just a little bit, but that's okay. We can kind of deal with that, I think. Shots out at him, just kind of lucky. See if we can get. I'm on target. I'm leading him properly. You can see the bulk of my shots would hit normally. So there it is. Boom! And I got 2 awards out of that. Yeah, I got first blood, and I got and he actually puts in chat there. He's like, you got lucky there, and I was actually caught really off guard by that kill. It was like, oh well, okay. So some torpedoes coming around the island here. You got the 2 carriers in this match. We have 2. They have 2. I keep getting lucky with these torpedoes because that one, I should have ate that one, and I was like, well, what happened there? What happened? Well, what happened there was I was just out of range, and that's like my second or third game where I've been out of range. So I'm going to keep turning. With laying down between me and these cruisers here, we managed to lay down enough fire, anti-aircraft fire, to disorient the pilots. Your pilots in aircraft for carriers, they will get like panicky. They will just hurriedly drop their torpedoes the more fire they start taking. So it's kind of cool that they're not really just on rails like that. So I do like that. So we keep on trucking along. Now there's a destroyer up behind this island. I saw him pop up on the map a couple of minutes ago, and this is really where this battle kind of starts to go south. I think we're pushing the enemy back. I think I've got a decent contingent. I've got a couple of destroyers with me. I've got a couple of cruisers with me, and then me and my big gigantic battleship. So I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, we're going to push forward here. We're going to stay together as a group. But then one of the things that happens, and you'll see it, is one of our guys starts to cap their base. I'm just going to let that sink in there for a second. One of our guys caps their base. Well, what does that do? Well, let me tell you what that does, guys. That brings everybody on their team running. So the one thing that we've really been lucky with so far in this match is it's been, 3 or 4 of us on one or 2. We've been able to push them back. We've been able to overwhelm and and envelop them and push them back. I mean, look at my ship. You know, I've got 1 kill, I've got a Citadel hit, I've been, you know, hitting things with my anti-aircraft guns, and I've got 2 badges so far this match, and I haven't taken a lick of damage. I haven't been shot at all. So I'm kind of taking pot shots at this New Mexico here. Keep an eye on that New Mexico. He's going to become kind of a pain in my butt later on. But so I haven't taken any damage, like, at all. And so I was kind of surprised there's that destroyer I was telling you guys about. Gonna swing my guns around. I think I take a shot at him, but I think I miss him all. He's going pretty slow. He's by how slow he's going, I figure that his smoke screen is probably getting ready to recharge, and so he's going to pop a smoke screen. So you see these torpedo bombers, they dump. We've got our ships sailing through this channel, and they dump a ton of torpedoes into this channel, and these cruisers just eat all of them. And we use that pink cruiser up there. The pink, of course, is, you've heard me say in previous videos, is that there is a team killer, and, you know, of course, no fault of his. There could be a variety of options as to why he's a team killer. I don't think he intentionally team killed. I've been playing this game since the closed beta, and I have actually only encountered 1 troll. I have only ever encountered 1 player who set out from the onset to destroy his own team. And, you know, of course, then he tried to, like, report us, and it just went bad. So watch this guy over here, these 2 cruisers in front of me, and the destroyer. They move into that cap base, and like I said, that just brings everybody running. Everybody goes, oh no, they're capping our base, holy cow, and they all come turn around and running, and you see that we very, very quickly get overwhelmed. If you're going to cap, I think that it's really a good idea to cap when the enemy team is pretty far away. You know, make it hard, and the enemy team is being really smart right now. They're just kind of like sitting near their cap circle, so that if something like what's about to happen happens, where destroyers and cruisers move into cap, they can just turn around and start training their guns on the cap. So what's going on is these guys are kind of blowing up the chat, telling us to focus on this lower southern half of the map. And the reason they're doing that is because they think that the carrier is there. And, you know, if you have air superiority in this game, so you see that New Mexico, he's kind of turning a little bit. Yep, shots out at him, and I think they all miss. Or I'd land like 1. But, you know, if you can gain, yeah, just like 1 or 2. If you can gain air superiority in this game by killing the other team's carrier very quickly, then things can start to go your way. And so here we are. We're almost 8 minutes into the match, and I have taken my first hits. I have not been hit up to this point. So this kind of gives you an idea. Watch how quickly this goes south. I've got a Cleveland up there, I've got that New Mexico, and there's that guy trying to cap their base. And I'm on fire now. Yay, on fire. But I'm going to let my ship burn. Now there's the Cleveland, and what the Cleveland is this is the problem with the Cleveland. It's a battleship killer. It was designed to be a battleship killer. It lays down big bullets, big rounds at an incredibly fast rate. It's very hard to kill. It's very fast. It's very maneuverable. Get a couple of shots on him there. And of course, nothing hits. So he can just, luckily, he never lights me on fire in a second place. I've got 1 fire burning. It's really not that big of a deal. But you couple that fire with damage from a battleship, and things can get very, very squishy very, very fast. And that's really what's happening here. Our guys are missing everything that they're shooting at this guy. Their guys are, yeah, look at that. I mean, just so in front of him and below him. He's not even aiming. I think I'm the only one. Couple of shots there. I incapacitate his rear turret. Woohoo. But pretty soon you see shots coming in from the other direction. I kind of choose to ignore them there. But look at this. Look at the volume of fire. I just put the fire out on my own. My crew put the fire out, and within seconds they light me on fire again. And that's the devastation of the Cleveland. It is a very dangerous ship, especially the battleship cap. So I'm kind of waiting for him to show me his broadside. Now I've got torpedoes coming in, and I've killed the Cleveland, but the North Carolina has almost no. So at this point, I've got to use my repair consumable. I've got to put that fire out. More torpedoes coming in. I managed to dodge them all, but here comes the killing blow from that New Mexico. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it goes. So that was actually a pretty decent little game. Yeah, I died in the end. But I was really happy with that game, and honestly, it's the quality of game that I've been having here with World of Warships replays lately is, just games like this where I just am not able to finish the game. I'm really the only one that's doing anything. So we're zooming in on the New Mexico here, and the New Mexico is actually a pretty decent ship. It's one of my favorites. Until I got my Arizona. See, he was using his repair consumable, and he took a big hit, and pretty much everything that his repair consumable was doing was completely nullified. But they're just, I don't know, this is something that happens in World of Warships during the summer seasons. The quality of gameplay just dips. So this next video with the Turpets is one of my all-time favorite ships in this game. It's a pretty good one. Again, I die at the very end of it, but what can you do, right? So let's get to that video real quick, and here it is, the Derpets. There she is. There's my baby. This ship is really, really cool. It's a tier 7, I believe, premium battleship. I had to buy this with real money out of the shop. It's the sister ship to the Bismarck. And unlike the Bismarck, this one never really got to see any action. At least the Bismarck sank a ship, and it got to see some. This one, it really got taken out of the war early. Once the Turpets was announced that they had found this thing with recon, Winston Churchill was completely terrified of it. He knew that another Bismarck-style battleship in the Atlantic Ocean, more protected, the Germans had learned their lesson from the Bismarck, more protected than the Bismarck would be a real problem. So the Turpets has 8 guns. It's got some fairly big guns, but one of the things that you'll notice, the big difference between the Turpets and the North Carolina in the previous video, is that the North Carolina keeps its shells pretty tight. It keeps them in a nice tight group. When I hit a ship, I can land 3, 4, 5. I've even landed 6 of my 9 batteries shots on. Well, with the Turpets, everything spreads out. You can get 1, maybe 2 shots. But the one thing that makes the Turpets really cool is that it has torpedoes. And I don't have to be broadside on to shoot my torpedoes at something. I really don't. I can actually be kind of at an angle like we're sitting right now, and I can shoot torpedoes at it. So in this battle, it starts off really slow. I'm kind of sailing around the islands, using the islands for cover, spotting enemy ships, just doing my thing, because the Turpets is not a battleship in battleship sensibilities in this game. Well, what do you mean by that, Tough? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. It's fast. You'll notice how much faster it is. Turpets can push about 32 knots. The gun traversal speed on this ship for something this size and the reload is unbelievable. You can see how much faster the guns traverse. I can actually fire the forward guns, and then I can traverse to something else and fire the back guns, and I can keep switching between targets. You can't do that in North Carolina. You can't do it in Iowa or Montana or anything like that. So the maneuverability, this thing, like having played several battles in North Carolina and then jumped into my Turpets here, the one thing that I was really kind of astonished by was how maneuverable the Turpets is. And it's got torpedoes. It's got some really cool torpedoes. Nope, can't shoot at him, but I'm going to try anyway and kill some trees and maybe a couple of koalas or something. But it's really maneuverable, and you'll get to see a little bit of taste of that here later in this video. It is a little bit of a shorter video, but it's kind of worth it. It was really cool. And, I think that's... So, this cruiser that's coming up here, I'm thinking I'm not detected yet. My captain for the Turpets has the detection ability perk loaded, and I'm not detected. So I'm thinking, he doesn't see me. If you look at him on the map, he's right in between those 2 islands. So I switched to my torpedoes. I'm gonna do a destroyer tactic in this big battleship. Nope, gonna run into land there, so I got to adjust my course just a little bit. But this is where everything starts going south. So you see all the torpedoes coming out there, so I know there's destroyers in there somewhere. But watch, I'm like anticipating at this point. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so amazing. Jingles would be so proud of me. Oh, because I think that I'm gonna pop around this corner and he disappears. That whole plan just went because they sank that destroyer, so the destroyer stopped spotting him and he disappeared. So he comes up here at the very last second here. You'll see him here in just a second. As I come around this corner, I switch back to my guns because I get bored. Destroyer disappears. So, oh, there he is right there. So I start, and torpedoes in the water. So I send torpedoes at this guy, and he starts shooting at me. So I start laying down to him in my big guns, and you can see the torpedoes racing. I think we actually, me and this little destroyer here, we sink him before my torpedoes get to him yet. There he goes. So I'm sailing into this strait, watching my torpedoes get ready to plow into that island, and my only backup has been sank. That cruiser and that destroyer sank each other. So I see this smoke screen ahead of me. See the smoke screen off to my right, and I know there's destroyers. Now, in hindsight, I should have gone after that destroyer to the right. I should have, and then used that island for cover. But watch what happens. This destroyer sees me in this smoke screen that's in front of me. He sees me flying at him, and here he comes. So I'm going to put a shot out. I hit that wreck that's in front of us, but torpedoes away. So, yeah. Oh, and he hits me with a couple of torpedoes, and I'm flooding. Got to use that repair consumable. Hitting him, sink. Got him with my torpedoes, but he hits me with those. I eat almost that entire spread of torpedoes. So he doesn't sink me, but I notice my secondary guns lighten up. Oh my God, there's another destroyer. Well, now I have a problem because my guns are facing the other way. And yes, my torpedoes are not reloaded, but I switch back to my guns, get a shot off, and I think I miss him completely. And that's it for that match. That's it, I'm done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. As always, I'll talk to you guys later.